Hello and welcome to Jazz Ahead 2022 with Nicolas, Caloia,
Yeah.
and Kim Zombik of Silvervest, who I had the pleasure of introducing last night and seeing your gig. It was wonderful, and the minute you came on stage, I was like, you know what I should have said is that now finally I know why Ray Brown and Ella Fitzgerald have been married for so long. Um, there was an instant rapport between the two of you, uh, whether or not you're married, but there's a musical marriage in this Silvervest project. How long have you guys been working together?
Uh, 6 years about? Yeah. About, yeah, since 2016.
And was it Silvervest from the start, or is that sort of because I saw your last names and Silvervest on the record?
Yeah, we decided that was too much to just have this name, this one name that is kind of nonsensical. So it was a concession towards some type of career hopefulness, you know. It really was.
Yeah, because Silvervest. That's a good
Tell
name.
them how we got to meet.
I was going to say.
Is it really from Elvin Jones's
Yes, it
Silvervest?
is. Yeah. So, we went over there. I went over to his house for rehearsal. And we're still getting to know each other, right? So some of how we got to know each other musically was, just sharing different inspirations. Oh, I like this person. You like this person. That's cool. Kind of getting the background. And he's like, "Oh, did you ever see Elvin Jones in this movie?"
Cowboy movie, Western movie,
Zachariah.
It's like a psychedelic cowboy movie.
Yeah, sorry.
A psychedelic cowboy movie.
A psychedelic cowboy movie. Yeah, and so so then I'm watching the video, and all of a sudden, there's like, a hippie band on the psychedelic cowboy movie stage, and then Elvin Jones appears out of the darkness, and he says, what does he say again?
Well, no, first.
Oh yeah, before he pushes the guy off the stage. Okay, I forget. Anyways, but he shows up, and he's very good looking in this silver vest, and
He was wearing a lot of vests, leather vests. He was.
If you have a body like that, you wear vests.
Yeah.
yeah, you've got arms like
I
that.
don't have any. I have like, new moves.
Now, your new album is called People's Waterworks.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Is it about the sad times that we went through these past couple of years, not being able to?
No, that's
Share a
our
lot of
current
content.
record that's unreleased, actually. That one was about the sad things that happened before COVID.
Oh, there were sad things happening before
Oh,
COVID?
yeah,
I thought the world was
It just got
paradise
worse.
before that.
Yeah, we might have forgotten. No, I think that name came out of. Where did that name come from? I'm sure it came out of my brain. Yeah, okay. came out of my brain of just like, there's a lot of the songs on there. They're a little autobiographical, and that common thread of like, there are things that make people get all tenderhearted, and this is a good album maybe to get tenderhearted too, in an abstract kind of a way.
It was something that I can say that for myself. When you went on stage and when you opened your mouth, it was so immediate and it was so intimate, even though you were a couple of 100 feet away from me. It was very unique to me, and it was a great experience because it felt like you were speaking to me, even though I was just a member of a rather large audience. And I think most of the people in the audience had the same experience. I was waiting for somebody to shout back or or respond to something you were saying, or say at least amen.
But there was the inner amen.
Yeah, it was a very German inner amen that we...
That's it.
But these stories that you're telling, I'm referring to one where you talk about the ancestors being brought, against their will.
Yeah, the Mississippi song, I think, makes reference to that. That's loosely based on my family. My father's side of the family is black and from Mississippi, so it's loosely based on how they might have felt, having worked for generations on slave plantations and, being sharecroppers and, and when slavery was abolished and they continued, and then the river was dammed. So this, that tension point between like, this is now what we call our home, and even that is being like literally dried up underneath our feet. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
But I think what I was also getting at is that you were telling these stories of something that you did not experience, but you told them, or you told them. It's sort of a spoken word meets Betty Carter and Abbey Lincoln in you, as if you had gone through them. All of a sudden, I saw you up there. I was like, wait a minute, I was just standing close to her. She's definitely not 350 years old. Nowhere near. So.
Well, I cover it well, and like they say, black don't crack. But
there's something universal about the way you tell the stories. You tell the personal stories, but in a way that is abstract enough that lets the listener's imagination fill in the blanks and turn it into something that is universal, I think.
Right.
Like I don't think you paint the pictures, but you leave enough of the image uncompleted so that they do it themselves. And I think maybe this is what allows people to empathize with the story and make it their own, related to their own lives and experiences.
And actually, thank you. And actually, like, that's the idea of the People's Waterworks. Like, that's the idea of the title. You know what I mean? Like, I might be singing about something out of my family, but it touched you. And it touched your waterworks. And that's kind of...
And let's not forget, you're playing a huge part in that equation as well, because you're not only giving it rhythm and center and a bass, that's also a bass. That can also be just felt. I mean, in the first song you were playing this bass line, basically, that at a certain point it was just, I was like, is he still playing it? I'm still hearing it. I'm kind of more feeling it. And that was really beautiful. And then at some point, third or fourth song, you made that bass sing in a very new kind of out and loud way. So you really get to play with a bass.
Yeah, I play with the bass for sure. Yeah, I don't know what's coming across. I just tried to do something that's simple and very clear, that is not, nobody's ever played before, is very important to me. Even if it's very simple what I'm doing, I don't want it to reference any other bass players, any other bass lines. And the colors of the harmony, which is often very, very simple, but trying to color her words a bit, or
right in.
Because we make the music by improvising, I'm listening to her and being informed by her words a lot, by the rhythm of her words, by the shape of her mouth, and the
mutual.
sentiment sometimes too.
Yeah.
But I think because we're on separate paths, like we don't necessarily copy one another as we improvise. That's one thing I really appreciate about improvising with Kim, is she doesn't copy me. I think the image becomes more complex because we have these two independent lines moving together.
Right.
And you open up her world. I mean, the way you are on stage, you're constantly looking at her.
Yeah, I tend to look at her.
So it's kind of
I just suck because you
leading
thought I
by
was
following
funny.
or something like that.
Well, I can't see the audience anyway. You can't see them really from stage, and I don't want to miss anything.
No, of course. And it's only you two. I mean, you don't really have anything to fall back on. It's not like, okay, I'm out for, let's give the drummer some. It's like, he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are no charts. We never write anything down. So, free to look around.
Yeah. Yeah. What does that mean? No. We're definitely really listening to one another and
Yeah.
feeling one another. And I know what you mean about his playing, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like sometimes it's like it's just, you know, very much a felt sense more than like, oh, he's doing this. It's kind of like whoosh, you know, this cushion of sound, or, you know, this aura. That's sometimes how I experience it, you know.
Well,
You got a nice aura
and a nice sound.
and a nice sound in your aura.
And you got a nice sound together. So
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think,
thank you.
know,
Thank you.
actually, I need to come back to that. I think Silvervest actually works.
Does it?
It's-
It's too late to change it.
It's too late
you
to
know,
change it. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes she's like, I don't like that name anymore.
You're like, too late,
Not
lady.
Too late.
Come on, that'd be like the Beatles saying like, "Let's be the Bugs." Or
I'm sure
something.
they
It's like,
hated
nah.
it. After a certain point, I'm sure they're like, oh, why did we do that?
John, why'd you come up with that name?
That's probably where they broke up. That,
Are you usually playing halls like this? You usually playing hockey halls, I guess, in
All the
Canada.
yeah, that's all we have, really.
Like,
Well, no, a good tour has a lot of variety of venues. I really like to have, you know, like Niper, a place for young people, or maybe in a cafe, hockey arena, outside. It's nice to have a variety of
Yeah.
venues. It makes the tour more fun because you have a different type of engagement with the people. Different venues seem to have different generations of people.
Right.
And so it's very nice to just to change it up and
Yeah.
well, and it's sort of easy with just the two of you because you can obviously fill a hall like that.
yeah.
But you know, I would love to see you in a much smaller club
Yeah.
and be
Yeah,
closer
we
to
were in a
all of
Keller in Villach, and you know, one of the nice stone domed ceiling places. Beautiful
Yeah.
sound, beautiful
Yeah, that was-
sound system.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe how many? 50 people, 60 people, 100
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Thank you very much, Silvervest.
Hey, thank
here
you.
at Jazz. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Turn it off.